Hey everyone, welcome to a long but very important episode of Let's Play Halo 2. We're back to the Master Chief's story today, and the last time we saw him, he was being dragged underwater by, a tentacle of some sort. Buckle up, things are about to get weird.
What is that?
I am a monument to all your sins.
Relax. I'd rather not piss this thing off.
Demon. This one is machine and nerve, and has its mind concluded. This one is but flesh and faith, and is the more deluded.
Kill me or release me, parasite. But do not waste my time with talk.
There is much talk, and I have listened through rock and metal and time. Now I shall talk, and you shall listen.
Greetings. I am 2401 Penitent Tangent. I am the monitor of Installation 05.
And I am the Prophet of Regret, Counselor Most High, Hierarch of the Covenant.
A reclaimer? Here? At last. We have much to do. This facility must be activated if we are to control this outbreak.
Stay where you are. Nothing can be done until my sermon is complete.
Not true. This installation has a successful utilization record of 1.2 trillion simulated and 1 actual. It is ready to fire on demand.
Of all the objects our lords left behind, there are none so worthless as these oracles. They know nothing of the great journey!
And you know nothing about containment. You have demonstrated complete disregard for even the most basic protocols.
This one's containment, and this one's great journey are the same. Your prophets have promised you freedom from a doomed existence. But you will find no salvation on this ring. Those who built this place knew what they wrought. Do not mistake their intent, or all will perish as they did before.
This thing is right. Halo is a weapon. Your prophets are making a big mistake.
Your ignorance already destroyed one of the sacred rings, demon. It shall not harm another.
If you will not hear the truth, then I will show it to you. There is still time to stop the key from turning. But first it must be found. You will search one likely spot, and you will search another. Fate had us meet as foes, but this ring will make us brothers.
We are, all of us, gravely concerned. The release of the parasite was unexpected, unfortunate, but there is no need to panic. In truth, this is a time to rejoice. A moment that all the Covenant should savor. For the sacred icon has been found. With it, our path is clear, our entry into the divine beyond guaranteed. The great journey is nigh, and nothing, not even the flood, can stop it.
Boo.
Kill the demon!
brutes! The faster you can kill those brutes, the better.
Okay, so I know you have questions, but just give me a second here. We get to fight brutes for the first time. Considering we're, close to the end of the game, that makes sense. It's actually funny that they give us the Needler, because it works surprisingly well against brutes. Until they do this. The last brute alive in a squad will often berserk, and that just means they rush you for melee attacks.
He's going bananas.
Oh dear. That is correct, though. We do get a new weapon here, the Brute Plasma Rifle. It's basically the same as the regular plasma rifle, but it shoots faster, it does more damage, but it overheats a lot quicker.
Oh, I don't think so.
So we're going to play around with that a little bit. Okay, now you can ask the question.
What game are we playing again?
We are playing Halo 2. That is a good question.
Oh, right.
Swordfish, do you want to take a shot?
That wet noodle that picked you up.
Yeah.
Why?
Okay. So that is the Gravemind. And that is sort of the leader of the Flood. That is the point of them collecting biomass, which we've seen them doing before. It's actually what they intended to turn Captain Keyes into in Halo 1. And it's kind of the commander of the Flood. It directs their overall strategy. It turns out the bigger Flood get, the more, I guess, neural tissue they have, and the smarter they get. Up to the point of even being able to talk.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And why would you believe him?
I mean, he's just... The Master Chief believes him because he's saying what Master Chief already knows.
That prophet, Truth, he has the index. You've got to take it from him. Let me get these doors. Go. It'll be easier to track Truth if I stay in the network. Don't worry, you can pick me up later.
To your point, just a little further, I don't think the Arbiter does believe him. If that makes any sense.
So take some convincing or something.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, this is the essentially religion that the Arbiter's been living his whole life. I don't think he's going to believe the Flood when they say it's wrong. Or the Master Chief, for that matter. Neither of these people he's particularly inclined to listen to.
Mm-hmm. He's just like the,
right this way.
surly, teenager.
Sure,
I don't believe anyone. I guess I first played this game right around the time where I stopped being religious, so maybe I could relate.
Is there a correlation there, or is it coincidence?
Oh, yeah, I started to believe in the Gravemind.
Yeah.
Watch out for the captain. It's got a brute shot.
Okay, we're gonna get introduced to another new weapon here. This is like the first actual brute weapon, the brute shot. And that is a big grenade launcher with a giant blade attached to it for doing a lot of melee damage.
Truth is moving through the lower levels of the tower. I'll reverse this grav lift. Drop down, try to cut him off. It's safe, really. Just step in.
So there's something going on over there, although we can't really see from here. And before we drop down into that hole, I just want to take a look at High Charity here.
It's pretty nice, and I think that thing over there is the Arbiter, isn't it?
The thing over where?
The fighting that you showed?
Oh, no, it's not actually.
Meet you at the bottom, okay?
We're going to show off the original graphics here to see the city. The city is a lot less unimpressive in the original graphics.
Wow, sure.
But that thing in the center there is still quite prominent. And very cool looking, I should add.
Yeah, this looks like trash.
Mm.
The cutscenes look so good in this new version.
I think you guys have said that every recording session now.
Well, why not?
It's true. They did a good job. Graphics and music, both killer.
Yeah. It's interesting. Cortana used to be a lot more purple. And actually the Covenant stuff used to be less purple, and then they made the Covenant stuff more purple and Cortana more blue. I don't know. Just noticing that now.
Uh-huh.
Alright, check out this blade. Brutal.
So the melee damage is different for the attack then?
That's actually a good question.
I was always skeptical of...
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure that's something I could look up. I thought the brute weapons with blades actually do more melee damage, but yeah, that might not be right.
Let's fix this in post.
Yeah.
The correct answer is...
Honestly, I don't think it matters. It's still really satisfying to hit people with it.
It is a mean-looking blade.
Yeah.
And with the carbine, I was surprised how fast you took that brute out. Like, you just popped him 3 times in the noggin.
Yeah, so the brutes don't have shields. The only thing protecting them is that they do wear helmets. These weird little skull cap helmets. So it really only takes a couple shots to knock their helmet off, and then they're free to headshot. So all you really have to do is kind of fire away at their head. It's not too bad, right until the point they start berserking. When they're berserking, I'm sure we'll see an example of it soon, they're running around kind of randomly. It's really hard to get a bead on their head.
Wait a minute. I'm reading marine IFF transponders. The signals are originating somewhere below your position.
So have we left Cortana like this at any point?
In Halo 2, no. Back in Halo 1, we left her in the control room while we went and discovered the flood, and then came back and picked her up again.
Oh, right.
Yeah, but in Halo 2, I think she's been with us since the beginning. They do something really interesting with Cortana, though, that she marks where we need to go. She's always sort of sitting there at the next doorway.
Lift in the next room.
It's kind of nice.
So the Go Bananas thing, I think I stole that from Cletus. In the popular Blizzard game Overwatch, Winston is like a great ape or something like that.
Yeah.
And people call his ult going bananas.
Oh yeah, his ult is kind of berserking, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah.
Straight up.
I've not played Overwatch for a long time, and Winston was never one of my favorites.
Oh man, they got a Widowmaker or something, or a Hunt.
Yeah. He's
Come
fantastic.
If you want purple hot chicks, I think Cortana's your only one in this game.
But I'm talking about countering. I'm not talking about sexualizing characters.
Oh, okay, well, my bad.
Which is unusual.
Yeah, I would never do that. I definitely didn't talk about Gravemind in that way. During the cutscene.
Oh dear.
There are 2 groups of Marines in this detention block. I'll zero their locations. You neutralize the guards. Quietly.
So, no matter what she says, I don't think it's really possible to stealth this section. Usually that brute is facing the other direction and giving you a free, like, instant kill melee. But this area is just too big and wide open. You can maybe get a couple guys quietly, but you'll get discovered really quickly no matter what.
While going down that elevator, was there some dead... There's a sword elite?
Yeah, there was... I did see a sword on the ground. We'll have to maybe wait until we go back up to take a closer look.
Chief, come to the lower level. The Marines are just inside. Careful of the guards.
This might be a good example here of the brute berserking. I could kill him in one hit if I get a headshot, but it's just so hard to track him and actually get that shot.
Seems like an inefficient way to travel between floors.
I mean, more or less than like a normal elevator.
Depends how good your knees are.
I guess when you're basically a space gorilla, you can do that all day.
Space gorilla.
I mean, they basically are space gorillas.
Yeah.
Listen up, Marines. The Chief's hunting a prophet, and you're gonna help him kill it. One more group of Marines to go, Chief.
Look at our boys here. Let's get them outfitted because I love having my Marine buddies wielding good weapons. Actually, this might be a good time to point out, the Brute Shot's an example of one of the weapons that they will not carry. You can't give it to them.
Come to the middle level, Chief.
It's too big for their tiny muscles.
Yeah.
Do they have a funny voice line like, I don't know how to use that?
No, just the prompt doesn't even come up. Like, I think the sword's another one, and possibly the fuel rod cannon. Although Covenant friendlies will take the fuel rod, so... I actually don't know.
They just like no questions asked. I like that.
Just following orders.
Yeah. You think they were fed in prison?
That's a good question. When would they have been taken prisoner? I'm trying to think what engagement that would even have happened in.
I mean, if this is
That's all
just
of the Marines, Chief. Good work.
like general covenant, right? They could have been any time.
Yeah, I suppose.
They could have gone from Earth back to here, but they don't usually take prisoners, so that's kind of weird.
No, they don't. That is a good point.
We'll get out of here the same way we came in. The central grav lift.
I actually pretty much have the weapon spawn points in this part like burned into my mind from playing Legendary. Like, all that carbine ammo is so important that you pretty much have to know exactly where they all are.
You need that accuracy at that level then?
Oh yeah.
So is it all just, like, you're probably more strategic too, like you don't want them to go bananas, so you probably kill them first, or...
You can't really stop them. It's always the last one in a group. Or almost always the last one in a group. The best you can do is sort of pop off all of their helmets at the same time, and then go for the headshots. That's like the strategic way to deal with a group of brutes.
Lift is clear. Step on
Kill them evenly.
Or blow them up. That works pretty well too.
It must just take so long to go through like a level like this.
Oh yeah.
Lots of waiting for shields.
Which is impressive because, like for example, that speed run I posted for Halo 1, he's doing that on Legendary and just running past enemies and it seems to go fine.
Fear not, my brothers, the sacred icon is secure. It was Tartarus and his brutes who took the icon from the Flood. For that they have our thanks.
Excellent. Truth is broadcasting on the move. It'll make him much easier to track.
So yeah, here's what you were talking about with the dead elites. That wasn't us. We didn't do that.
Whom did it?
Whom indeed.
Yeah, that's the sword I saw, yeah.
You can make that jump, by the way.
Well, you can't.
Well, okay. Alright. I don't have an actual response, but it is possible to make. Look at these fancy elites. But, there is something weird going on over there.
Come on, this is our chance.
Civil war, race war.
Yeah.
Species war?
The brutes and elites are fighting each other, even as we're having to fight them.
Nice.
Nice.
The elites have failed to protect the prophets, and in so doing put all our lives at risk. But no warrior forget his oath. Thou and faith will keep us safe whilst we find the path.
I've got a fix on Truth just outside this tower, Chief. There's an exit nearby. Hurry.
Man, imagine, like, your boss going on the PA system and telling everybody that you suck at your job.
Actually, that's what happened to me at my last position.
Did it?
Well, yeah. Let's just say I left in a hurry.
Oh, dear. But yeah, that's a new twist in the game.
And they're all down for it? Like the hunters are attacking elites too?
We haven't really... Oh, I guess I shouldn't say we haven't seen hunters, because here they are. We haven't seen them with anyone else. This is the only time we're going to see hunters in this level, and there's no one else in this room. So we don't know where they stand.
They're getting killed, though, by someone.
They are getting killed by someone. I was trying to do something different here, trying to take on hunters with a sword. It doesn't work very well. The sword's a power weapon. You think it'd be, at least somewhat effective.
Just let your Marines do it for you.
I probably could have done that.
With my blessing, the brutes now lead our fleets. They ask for your allegiance, and you shall give it.
You wouldn't believe the number of kill systems the Covenant are throwing down around me. Not to worry, it's pretty sloppy stuff. I guess they never expected a hostile intelligence to penetrate their network from the inside.
So yeah, the brutes have not just been given the responsibility to protect the prophets. They've apparently been given full control of the Covenant military. That's probably why the elites are so unhappy.
Oh, so the elites struck first, or? What do you...
I don't know. I guess it's kind of hard to tell. I mean, at the end of the last mission, Tartarus betrayed the Arbiter, saying that he was actually ordered to do it by the prophets. So I guess it kind of depends how truthful he was being there. Oh, I guess it's not the only time we see elites.
Hunters.
Or hunters. But I guess I didn't leave him alive long enough to know which side he's on.
Mm-hmm.
And I really like this engagement. The Ranger elites, the flying ones against drones. So cool.
Air battle.
Yeah.
I want to play Mech Warrior now.
I didn't even see him.
No, I had to hear him.
The Covenant just destroyed 2 of their own ships, and I'm hearing reports of small arms fire throughout their fleet.
Creatures of the Covenant, the path is broad and we shall walk it side by side.
Yeah, they're in full-on Civil War mode at this point. And that is what that was that we could see earlier. Those are their ships actually fighting and blowing each other up.
That's cool.
I see.
Yeah.
Slip space rupture. It's in Amber Clad.
Big land.
No response. She's crashed into another tower ahead of our position. I'll keep trying to make contact, but I'm not registering any human vital signs.
Oh, do you see why I said this video was important? Just so much stuff is happening.
Yeah, there's a lot.
Yeah.
Oh, it's just like being in an airport.
Yeah.
I can't really say yes or no to that.
I left those moving sidewalks.
Do you guys remember airports?
Yeah, I do.
Soon.
One day.
Oh, is that... I think that Grunt was attacking the brute.
He was.
Yeah.
So the one thing we know... well, the Grunts have sided with the elites. Which I think sort of makes sense because
They go way back.
Yeah, they're used to being sort of comrades in combat. So that one makes sense. I think we've seen the drones have actually been attacking elites, so the drones have sided with the brutes for whatever reason.
Don't. Jeez. Why?
Yeah. You gotta take some risks sometimes.
Your Marines can't even follow you that way.
No, they can't.
So, you're just doing it to impress your Marines or to impress Cletus and I?
I was trying to impress you guys. Did it work?
Absolutely.
Fantastic. We get another nice little view of the city.
Clearly a copy of the Eiffel Tower.
It kind of is, actually, yeah. Triangles, man. Remember we had that talk last game.
We talk about triangles a lot. I don't remember which one was which.
They're the strongest structural shape. And I guess there we see the jackals are siding with the brutes as well.
Yeah, jackals always seem like like they'd betray you.
Yeah.
Like
I
a
don't
little
think
more
their
aloof.
allegiance is that sturdy.
Yeah.
Yeah, the jackals, we don't know a whole lot about either, but they're kind of dickheads, so that makes sense.
At this moment, the councilors gather on Halo to see the icon set.
Rise, Pack Brothers! Cast down the elites!
There are those who said this day would never come. What are they to say now?
Once the towers are cleared, we'll drive them from the lower districts.
I find these rooms with all the rocks and trees to be so cool. I realized while I was editing this, way at the beginning of the game in Cairo Station, the human space stations have little planter boxes with trees in them. And then you come to the Covenant space station and they have like entire giant gardens or parks.
Mm-hmm. Only in their like main city.
Well,
yeah.
I mean, they don't have them on their ships. That's true.
Yeah.
We don't know. We haven't fully explored a ship, really.
That's true. There might
that
be
is also
like
true, yeah.
Like a fun room with a pool table or something like that.
Yeah.
An arcade.
And a little planter box with weird alien plants.
Space weed.
Space weed.
Oh my God.
Moonawana.
Is that an Aqua Teen Hunger Force joke?
It is, yeah.
Excellent.
I thought I recognized it. But the other thing I realized is that this environment must be one of their like home planets, is what they're probably mimicking, right? With all the rocks and the weird vegetation.
One of their home planets. Maybe they've got special rooms for each. Like,
yeah. I know it's mentioned in the books that they do have methane-filled rooms for the grunts, so they can hang out there.
Hang out naked.
Yeah, without their masks. But yeah, I mean, maybe they have different relaxation gardens for every species of the Covenant somewhere.
What if it's just like a zoo exhibit?
Kinda, yeah. That is what it sounds like, isn't it?
Yeah.
I have listened to the Oracle, and it confirmed in our deepest hope. The great journey begins with Halo.
The elites are falling back to the mausoleum. Fools! Their arbiter can do nothing for them now.
Who would doubt the prophets? What have we foretold that has not come to pass?
The dialogue's a little dense through this part. But I always find it funny that the prophets keep coming on, or I guess it's Truth, keeps coming on and saying, hey, everything's fine, the great journey's about to begin. And then as soon as he stops talking, the brutes come on saying, kill them all.
Mixed signals.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I've been watching Q Into the Storm, the QAnon HBO documentary.
Dear.
This does seem like the perfect time to talk about that.
It's so good. Yeah, I mean, like, they're like, everything has come true, and they'll take something, like a weird Q drop from, like, 5 months ago that predicted something else, and then, like, twist it to be something that did happen.
Yeah, I mean, it's just the same thing as people who read Nostradamus, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, but he was legit.
I mean, sure. But, like, just over a long enough period of time and with, vague enough definitions of words, you could make anything true.
Yeah, that's why Farmer's Almanacs exist, right?
No, I don't think so.
Isn't that how Nostradamus got started? He started by writing almanacs to predict the weather?
Oh, I mean, yeah, that might be true. I'd believe it.
Yeah.
I got nothing. I don't know anything.
You just gotta say enough things that eventually some of them will be true.
Yes. That as well. If you make enough predictions and ignore the wrong ones and focus on the right ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. And when it's wrong, that's actually part of the plan.
Well,
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it was something that was going to be true, but we stopped it because we're very powerful.
I mean,
by saying the prophecy out loud, we've stopped the prophecy.
I think one of the funny things is you can apply that to sports management. I've seen a bunch of different things talking about like managers of sports teams and their trading and drafting records and stuff. And in so many cases, it turns out that like if teams did basically nothing, they would be better off than the things that their manager actually did on purpose.
That was a wacky interaction.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, that sounds like stock market trading. Just
yeah,
like,
that too. Buy index funds. Done.
So we should stop doing anything and we'll all be better off.
It is true, but everyone always focuses on the people who like beat the average and you ignore the parts where they didn't. There's a really good article that came out. This was a couple of years ago about the Toronto Maple Leafs. And the article was, who would do better in the off-season? And it was Dave Nonis, who was the GM at the time, or a potato. And all the potato could do was give any player that needed to be re-signed like a token 15% bump in their salary, and that was it. That's all the potato could do. And they looked at it, and it was like, you know what? The potato would have actually made better moves than the GM.
That's fun.
Yeah. But
You've convinced me to stop doing anything.
Well, no, but everyone always focuses on like the long odds draft picks that work out and ignore the like 20 others of people who turned out not to be any good.
That was very smart to not attack him with the sword, by the way.
Yeah, that I actually forgot about those guys, and that I was really scared that they were gonna break up my good run.
So did the GM respond to the potato?
No. I mean, I think it's pretty standard operating procedure to just ignore that kind of article.
This author has a pro-potato bias.
Yeah, I mean, how do I get that job? How do I get paid like $4 million a year to like make bad trades? God, that'd be great.
Yeah. Like any college in the US, like they're by like a mile, like their highest paid employee is like basketball or football or something like that.
Yeah, I've seen
the coaches.
Yeah, I've seen those graphs. Every state, the highest paid like public employee. And it's almost always some state school's football coach or basketball coach.
That's just crazy.
It is. It's wild.
As someone who spent like 95% of my adult life in in academia, being underpaid, I did not like that.
No, we live in a weird world. Quite probably the darkest timeline.
Could be.
Yes.
Hey, but you know, we could live in a world where coronavirus is twice as bad.
Yeah.
You know? Knock on wood, please.
Yeah, that shit's not over yet.
We got them mutant strains. I mean, it could be worse. We could be living in America. Wait.
Dude, no, actually.
Sorry.
I am fully vaccinated, and like coronavirus is like pretty much over for like the Bay Area. No, I'm saying this because like all the old people are vaccinated. All like the people with like what are those conditions?
Yeah.
You know?
No, I'm not disagreeing with you. It's kind of funny that you have to bear down to like a specific area of a specific state to make your point.
The very smart, rich place that I live,
right,
is
fine.
If we're going to catch truth, we'll need to take a shortcut straight through the mausoleum. Look on the bright side. For now, they seem much more interested in killing each other.
All right, back on topic here. That's a really good line to point out. A lot of these fights, you can sort of do the tactic of sitting back and waiting for the dust to settle before taking out whoever survives. I'm not going to do that because it's boring to watch. But that's what you probably need to do playing in Legendary. It's also really neat. Halo 2 has a lot less of the multi-faction fights. Like, the most we've seen has been sort of Flood and Sentinels. But towards the end of the game here, the Covenant itself turns into 2 different factions that will fight each other.
I think what I didn't like about it is that there's no... We never heard about the Brutes in Halo 1.
Yeah.
And they just, like, come out on top. I don't know. It didn't sit right with me at the time. Now I'm okay with it, but...
Yeah, I sort of see the point. It's a little weird to make this newly introduced enemy into a primary driver of the story. You know, there is in-universe rationalizations. We've mentioned before that the elites and the brutes don't really fight together. So all the stuff in Halo 1 was elite-controlled fleets. Look at that. Do you guys see that?
Yeah, I saw it.
Blew right up.
The corpse blocked my shot.
These guys look different than the usual ones.
Might just be the lighting.
Maybe.
This is quite a dark level.
I think how quickly it just slams to the ground.
Mm-hmm. There's a lot of mass there.
Yep.
I didn't know that was the corpse. I thought that when he flew over, he was still alive, but it just happened so quick.
Yes, it did.
You might consider sitting this one out.
Okay, this is the big climactic fight. And this is where, of course, that Breaking Benjamin song is supposed to play. But they replaced it.
Those motherfuckers.
But because I love you guys and I want you to be happy...
You're gonna demonetize your own video.
It's worth it.
Wait, does the music change when you switch?
I'm actually not 100% sure if it switches or if you have to start the level in classic mode to get the right music.
Oh.
But there is a way.
Yeah, I think you can just switch, to be honest, but I wasn't sure, so I spliced in a different video there.
That's awesome.
I mean, I assume that like they had to switch it because of some sort of copyright or
that is what it is.
Losing the rights, right? Like
when they made Halo 2 Anniversary, because it's technically a different game, they would have had to resecure the music rights, and they couldn't or didn't. So when you switch, you're technically playing regular Halo 2, so the rights are okay.
Cool.
Huh.
Yeah, it's weird, but
why wouldn't
love
music?
music
I feel
law.
like they're kind of dickheads for not just like approving it, like at least like not even maybe charging the full amount, you know?
I mean, it may have been something as dumb as that song was supposed to be exclusive to that version of Halo 2, so they couldn't because it's in their contract.
Oh yeah,
it's
maybe.
possible.
Yeah.
Although if they own it, they could have waived it, you'd think.
Yeah.
But if they don't, and Breaking Benjamin owns it, and that's like in the like it gets so weird. Like,
yeah,
there's so many dumb laws around music.
I just think it's more likely they didn't want to pay twice.
Probably.
It could be the label too. Like,
Yep.
I don't want to blame them. Like, I still think that Metallica are stupid for like their Napster stuff. That was them, you know.
But they just want more money.
Yeah.
They don't care about the music.
I don't think that's true exactly.
Look.
I think if you make your whole life and career about making something, you don't want people to steal it. I think that's a legit perspective to have.
Yeah, for an artist, yeah.
Yeah, I just think it's kind of... I mean, from an objective point of view, I think it's very hard to counter piracy. there's the whole thing about like companies spending years trying to develop DRM code to make sure games can't be pirated, and they get cracked in the first day. Like, I think
that shit's hilarious, though.
Yeah, it is. But we just know now that anti-piracy is like essentially impossible in a digital world.
Well, now we have online DRM, which sucks.
Yeah, but the interesting thing is, like, Steam essentially does the same thing that Netflix does, which is that if you make it affordable and easy to pay for games, people do it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And, like, Netflix works because it used to be very cheap, and it was easier than downloading stuff, so people just did it.
Sure was.
But we're getting back into the time where it's hard, so people pirate things again.
Not us, though.
This isn't good. I'm getting confirmed reports of flood leaving in Amberclad's wreckage. Let's get the index and find a way out of here before things get really ugly.
Split them up, one in each phantom.
The hopes of all the Covenant rest on your shoulders, Chieftain.
My faith is strong. I will not fail.
Let him be. The great journey waits for no one, brother. Not even you.
What?
Yeah, so the flood are on High Charity now, so that's going to turn into a big mess.
Yeah.
And yeah, Truth...
Probably should have just killed that thing and not let it take over a Prophet, but hey.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
What do
seemed
I
like
know?
it wouldn't have been a lot of effort.
No, that is the other point. Truth is a huge asshole. Won't even save his fellow hierarch.
Yep. What a ween.
Yeah. But at this point, he's the only surviving leader of the Covenant, so he has consolidated all of their power in his hands.
Well, that should work out all right.
Yeah, sure, right?
I see nothing wrong with this plan.
Yeah, we'll be back in a little bit to see how that works out for them. See you guys later.